What's up, Edmonton? Ryan here with Hauer Power Electrical. Today we're troubleshooting some power issues in Westmount, and what happened was the homeowner called in and they had appliances not working, such as a washing machine. They had lights that were flickering and strobing like it was an exorcist.
And here we are at an old house in Westmount again, and this time we have an old issue, really old house, but we have the old adage of the poor grounding, poor neutral situation. And here's what it looks like when you have fluctuating voltages on different lines. I'll show you the bulbs and how they're going to differ, because when I turn one on or off, the other one's going to get brighter or more dim respectively. So here's the two light bulbs on. They happen to each be on different lines. There's a bulb off and the other one gets brighter. Here's this one on and the other one gets dimmer. I'll show you closer too in case it's hard to see in the video. That one gets brighter, dimmer when this one goes on. And so it's trying to balance itself out. So stay tuned.
And so we had a pretty good idea what it was right off the bat. So what we did was we called out EPCOR to come have a look, and EPCOR said everything was good on their end. So we thought, okay, great, it's got to be on the homeowner side. So we come on in. We isolated some other issues and found that there wasn't just one problem, there was actually more than one. We added some grounding. So here we have our supplementary grounding. We'll probably be isolating it from the other grounding electrode, but first, for the sake of this video purpose, we're going to tie it on to show what's going to happen to the lighting. Stay tuned. This goes back to the water meter. Talk to me with what you're seeing in there. Are the lights getting brighter and dimmer?
Yeah, they're getting brighter and dimmer. It's just flickering.
That's crazy, because the voltage is fluctuating because it's using this window well as a ground because the grounding is so poor. Here we have our grounding electrode as a ground plate just over 2 feet deep, actually maybe closer to 1 meter deep here, and we're going to bury it. This is going to be mechanically protected after the fact, but we have to do some more work in this area. So for now, as a temporary solution, we have this wire like this. Typically it'll be mechanically protected, but now we're going to bury this in, dig that down a little deeper, and go from there. Isolated some other circuits, we found some loose connections, tightened up some stuff, and the problem went away a little bit, but it wasn't fully resolved. So from there, we thought, okay, let's dig deeper. So we did some advanced troubleshooting. We are at the electrical panel with number 3 copper coming in from an EMT with a ground bushing. No signs of disturbance or wear and tear. Conductors are tight. Connection is good. We have our neutral coming in from utility to the neutral bar, which is then bonded back to panel, which is also going to the GRL ground bushing, and connections are secure. This number 6 is stripped back to about here where you can't see it, and then it is green conductor insulation, which then goes down to the basement, to the water meter and ground plate for the grounding electrodes. These splices seem intact. There's only 2 under each, so there's no doubles and neutrals there. Numbers 1 and 3 have continuity, and 2, 1, and 3 all have continuity to neutral. Commonality between these 3 15 blue handled federal breakers is that they all put voltage back to the water meter. 1 and 3 have continuity together, but they are on the same line of the federal panel. Number 2 does not have continuity to neutral, but it does affect the voltages. As far as isolating more circuits in the panel, found some had continuity of hot to ground, and further on that, we were able to isolate just the main cause, which is what we thought at the start of a floating neutral. And when you have fluctuating voltages where one leg spikes to a crazy high number and another leg drops to a crazy low number, the crazier the number, the worse your floating neutral system issue is. And whether it's a missing ground, whether it's a failing ground, or whether it's a neutral issue at the transformer or the feed with the utility company, that's typically your problem. And you have to find out whether it's the neutral, the ground, or bonding, and whether it's isolated to one circuit or whether it's separating the whole panel away from the mix. So that's what we did. We dove in, did our troubleshooting, and then we found out that we had to actually contact the utility company again for them to come out a second time, which is pretty uncommon. Usually they can figure out the first time, but in this case what had happened was the overhead lines coming to feed the house were actually getting pulled on so much by the trees where the homeowner neglected, and they've overgrown around the power lines. The power lines have been tugged on by these trees so much that it actually separated the neutral connection at the transformer. So with that, they came out, they rectified that installation, that connection, and the flickering lights, the strobe effect vanished, disappeared, all because of that floating neutral where the balance of that current had nowhere else to go, and so it's trying to balance itself out between the two legs. That's why you get one high leg and one low leg. So again, Ryan here with Hauer Power Electrical, out here in Westmount, figuring out electrical problems. If you need anything else, give us a call. Hauer Power Electrical, powering customer service.